Yeah, when he was young, he was full of life. Erik was full of life. He was laughing all the time and just really enjoyed trying to pull like pranks on us. Like on a different note though, he also would cry a lot. He had trouble sleeping. It's almost like he had night terrors. There was often nothing we could really do to comfort him. In hindsight now, we think maybe he was being plagued by this cancer even before he was diagnosed. So Erik was diagnosed with leukemia, with acute myeloid leukemia. So that's a cancer of the blood. He was 2 years old when he was diagnosed. Erik used to be very strong. In fact, the night before he was diagnosed, he was training for, at 2 years old, he was training for a karate competition, and he was kicking my butt. Like he was very strong and aggressive and was fighting me. And then the next day he's in the hospital. It was weird. For 6 months, my wife had to essentially move into the hospital with him while he was receiving his treatments. And so that completely disrupted the rest of the family. And I'm left to take care of the other 2 children and to work full time. So that was very, very difficult. And then in order for my wife to still be able to see the other 2 kids, I would replace her on the weekends. So I would work all week and then I'd take her place Friday and Saturday night so that she can come spend some time back at home with the other 2 kids. I had heard about Make-A-Wish long before I even had kids. And I remember thinking the first time I heard about it that this was the one charity that I really wanted to contribute to. It was just a charity that pulled at my heart. Even before I had kids, I thought, wow, what greater charity is there than giving a kid an opportunity to fulfill his wish? Like that was just amazing. And just not too many years later, we were in the situation where we then became introduced to the Make-A-Wish program through the hospital. And it was explained to us that because of Erik's condition that he was eligible to have a wish fulfilled. So we talked with him about what he wanted to do, and of course he picked Disney World like most kids do. And we ended up going to Orlando. This was a relief for the whole family to be able to go and enjoy some time off together as a whole family. And as part of the Make-A-Wish program at Disney World, we are put up at Give Kids the World. And Give Kids the World resort is almost like a Disney World resort in itself. So it was pretty exhausting because the kids would spend all day at the theme parks, and then we would come back to the hotel, and the festivities would just keep going till like midnight every night. It was crazy, with free ice cream around the clock and so much for the kids to do all the time. It was a ton of fun, and I think Erik had the time of his life, and we were just happy that he was able to make the trip. We were not sure if he would even survive this, and so even though he was young and too small to go on most of the rides that he wanted to go on and needed a nap a couple of times during the day, he would have to sleep in his stroller and whatnot, but it was still super exciting for him just to be in that environment. I've got a great picture of him in his stroller wearing these Mickey Mouse ears, and he's got his Make-A-Wish t-shirt on, and he just looks so happy. Erik is 8 now, and he's in grade 3. He is very strong. He's been through so much, but through all of it, he's just maintained this inner strength. I don't know where it comes from. He's been skiing, gotten back into karate. He's just like a normal kid again, if you will.